Oh, hi there. Gonna be talking about my German helmet today on whether it's a reproduction or the real deal. Now, I'm not an expert on the subject. That's part of the reason why I bought it, was because I wanted to learn more. And I didn't really question it when I was buying it, but I did buy it in kind of a tourist trap kind of location. So that's a con right off the bat. I started thinking about it because I posted some pictures of it on a forum on Facebook, trying to figure out if it was the real deal or not, or basically how to get, because there's a swastika painted on it that I wanted to get off because that's not authentic. And it got removed from the site right away, and someone was like, delete this, blah blah blah. And I mean, I didn't understand because other people had fake stuff on their webpage too, but they were asking, is this real or is this fake? Whereas I was under the impression that mine might be real. Anyway, this is it right here. That's the swastika painted on it, which is definitely not authentic. Now, the thing about this helmet is it's got a good weight to it. It feels about the right weight. It's about, probably about 3 or 4 pounds, I guess. And it feels like this is the exact weight it should be. Because it could definitely take, shrapnel and things like that. I'm not going to say it's going to take a direct shot. Probably not. I don't think any helmet could take a direct shot. But it has the right weight to it. There are some pros and some cons. A pro is, I don't know if you can see this or not, the serial code. The serial code is on this helmet. So that's definitely a plus. The mesh inside, it's debatable. It's in pretty good condition, and I watched a few videos, or one video, describing how you can identify a fake German helmet, except he had a Waffen SS helmet, so that's a different helmet than my one. I also went to a couple web pages that describe how to identify a fake, and they both gave different answers. The thing is, they weren't specific enough. Like, the video tutorial I saw on how to determine if it's a fake or not showed that the outer rim, if it's nice and even, like my one, that it was made by a machine. And that says something. It also, on their video, they had they showed the fake one and a real one, comparatively speaking. And on the strap, it had some writing on it, the fake one. Mine does not have that writing on it, so I think this might be legitimate. It's always possible that there's some components to my helmet that are legit and some that aren't. However, a con is the color. It's a green, so that could be bad news. It doesn't mean that it didn't just get painted over. It does have kind of a shiny look to it, which you wouldn't want in a helmet. But like I said, it doesn't mean it just wasn't painted over. Because, I mean, they could have done that, spruced it up a little bit, whatever. So that's always possible. Yeah, another thing about it, it's a bit of a throw-off. Another con is that they say if you look directly down, it should be almost like tall, and not so wide on the sides of the German helmet. Although this doesn't actually make sense to me, because the idea of the shape of the German helmet was to protect your ears when you heard an explosion or whatever. So I don't know about that. It's about the right size for a head. So, I mean, my head, I wear an extra large hats when I wear hats, so I would picture that this would be about the right size. Don't have much more to say about it. There are some rust stains on it, or rust chip marks on it. So, evidently in the 60s and the 70s they made a lot of helmets which would not be originals, which this could very well be. And another con is I didn't actually pay that much for it. So if it is a real thing, I got a real helmet in good condition, really good condition for not much money at all. So that could be not good news either. Because the other one they were offering at about the same price was in really terrible condition, but that may have been the legitimate helmet. And the seller of this helmet, he was referring to the swastika drawn on it, and he said it wasn't authentic. But that may have been a clue to say the whole helmet's not authentic. Now, when I say it's not authentic, and it could be a reproduction from the 60s or the 70s, that doesn't mean it's not worth something. I mean, it took a lot of effort and time to make this. This thing's got good weight to it. It's got good shape to it. It looks convincing. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but most people aren't. I saw a video on Hitler-Jugend knives, and he was explaining how difficult it is to determine whether it's a fake or not. He could discern it right away, but an average person looking at it, you're not going to know. You're just not going to know, because it's the very subtle hints. It takes years and years and years to learn about this sort of stuff, and you have to have hands-on experience with all these type bits of military antiques to really get a sense of what it is. And you can't just handle one and learn about it from there. I mean, it's a stepping stone for me, and even if my helmet is not legitimate, even if it is made from the 60s or the 70s, because I have no doubt that it's fairly old, like this isn't new. It still would be worth something because it took a lot of time and effort to build. But a pro that it does have is that it doesn't smell, and that's supposed to be a dead giveaway if it smells, because new paint smells. And this helmet does not smell. It didn't smell when I bought it 6 months ago, and it certainly doesn't smell now. I reckon this is a good learning experience for me. You should definitely look up a little bit into it before you purchase such items. I'm still happy with the purchase. I probably paid too much for it, but I still really like having it, and I think it's a cool thing to have for the collection anyway. I plan on getting more helmets in the future, not just German ones, but all kinds of helmets. My friend has a police helmet from World War II from England. That also might be a phony. He didn't pay much for it at all, but he got it at a garage sale, so I really don't know. I couldn't say. It's not that they didn't tell me that it wasn't authentic, because as I said, they merely mentioned that the swastika painted on it was not authentic, which it obviously wouldn't be. What else about this helmet? Well, I also heard that if it doesn't have these sort of dimples here, where there's sweat pores go through, that's also fake. But those look fairly legit to me. Yeah, I don't know what to say. If someone has an opinion about this, or is an expert, they may well tell me, because it'd be interesting to know. Right now I'm under the assumption that it's a reproduction. That's my personal belief. And it's not what I believed when I first bought it, but I understand, and you know, you can't just, every Tom, Dick and Harry can't go out and own a German helmet. You have to build your way up and, you know, really know what you're talking about and have some respect for it. Because if this were a real German helmet, that would be a very disrespectful thing to do, to paint a crummy swastika on it when that's not part of the helmet. I certainly wouldn't have done it. Yeah, I guess that's all I got to say about this. Well, it's a start to my collection. It's the first helmet I got. It's not going to be the last. I'm really going to do my research and really think about this and read up on a lot of things, because there's little subtleties that you gotta know when you're buying this sort of stuff, or you're gonna get scammed, or you could get scammed, or who knows. Personally, even if this is fake, I think I paid for what it was worth. I probably paid a little too much for it, as I said, but still not really that bad going. I didn't, it didn't cost me an arm and a leg. Anyway, I guess tail this video off. Yeah, I'll see you next time.